Hello, everyone. It's Leo, and today I have a very, very special person here with me, and we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. First of all, here it is. It's Rosie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rosie, also known as Rosepal here on YouTube. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm basically one of the reviewers in the Brony fandom. Basically, they're fans of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, which recently ended on its ninth season last year. And but I am a huge anime fan, especially PreCure. I've been into it for quite a good few years now. I started to get into it after I watched Hellcat PreCure, which is now one of my favorite seasons of all time. And I'm happy to be here today with Leo to do a collab on the topic of PreCure.
Yes, I'm very, very excited for this collaboration as well. I mean, we've been talking about this collaboration for a while, right? When we've finally been able to actually sit down and record this. So I'm very,
Yeah.
very excited. And we actually, Rose, decided on this topic, and I found this really nice. And I said, really, let's just work on it because I loved this topic. And we decided to choose our favorite characters from the Precure movies.
Yeah. Basically, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about both the solo and the all star movies in terms of our favorite movie characters. So basically, we're going to talk about what we like, what we didn't like, and also we're going to talk about the designs as well. And since we're going to be like talking about some of the plot details that these characters were involved, for those of you who may have not seen the movies, and there are going to be some spoilers ahead, but we're going to
Exactly.
keep it as really great as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, precure movies are great, right? And they're full of life, and they also have like always have great animation, and they also have like these amazing new characters that we only see in the movies. Sometimes we see them in the series, but it's really rare. And we see them in the movies, and it's just very endearing to get to know those characters, and we really bond with them, even though the movies are short. If we compare them to the actual series, we actually bond with those characters, and we get to love them a lot. So we decided to choose five characters each,
Hmm.
and let's just be honest, it was very hard to narrow it down to five.
Yeah, there's a
But
lot of characters, so we had to narrow it down to five. So because this video would be too long, and well, we just wanted to keep it like nice and short for you guys. So bear with us.
right. So Rose, do you want to start with your fifth character?
Okay, I'm going to start with Princess Chocola from the Yes Prequel 5 Go-Go movie, Happy Birthday in the Land of Sweets. She was a really fun character and she was really adorable too. I like that she's the princess of Desert's Kingdom who asked the Prequel and the mascots Cocoa, Nuts, and Syrup to come to her kingdom, not only to visit, but to help save her mother and the kingdom from the main villain, Mushiban. She's really kind and her heart is in the right place. And really, you get to know her through the movie, especially when she bonds with two of the Cures. First with Nozomi, aka Cure Dream, and Kurumi, aka Milk, aka Milky Rose. And it was quite great, interesting bonds because throughout the movie, many people thought that she was under Mai Mushiban's influence, and they thought they were betraying her, which I found it was little bit sad. But Nozomi actually comforts her that she can stand up to Mushiban and she can save her mother, and she is the princess of the kingdom that is likely with her role. And then later on, when they actually see Mushiban for the first time, when Kurumi was with her, um, they together held to stand up to Mushiban, saying that you shouldn't use her and the kingdom for his own selfish ends. And we also got that cool little fight scene with Milky Rose and Mushiban. So yeah, so that was a really great start. And after when her mother was freed from her spell, she used to rally the people by using the miracle lights to give Cure Dream her super form, Shining Dream, and that was like a really satisfying moment for her. So like she really held the cure to the very end. So and she's got a really cute design, especially like with the puppy like ears on her head. So I mean look at her. She's just so cute.
Yes, she's extremely adorable. I love this choice because it's like very out there, and it's a character that's not usually remembered when we think about Precure, right? And this movie is awesome. The
Hmm.
Yes movies are great, right? And yeah, this character is really cute. I just love her puppy ears.
Yeah.
And she's just adorable. Her design is like very Precure-ish. She would perfectly work in a Precure season as a mascot turned human. And she kind of reminds me of like the beautiful sister of Pack Pudding, in her design. She looks
Yeah.
really nice. That's a very nice choice. Okay, so for my number five, I don't know, Rose, if you can help me with the name of this movie because it's very hard to me, which is the Kira Kira Precure movie. And I don't know how to speak that name. Kira Kira Precure a la modo. And then Parito Omoide no. I don't know how to say the name of that
Oh,
sweets
the
in
oh yeah,
Millefleur.
yeah, Milfoil. I think it's
Oh, okay, awesome. And the character I chose from this was Cook. I Cook was a very interesting character in this movie. She was a little irritating at times, but I feel like one of the nice things about her was that she was hiding a secret. And I'm not gonna say everything about her for not to spoil to people that haven't seen this movie. And I know lots of people don't really like the Kitty Kitty movie, but I liked her a lot. She had a lot going on, behind the scenes, and when we get to know her story, it was really nice. And she was voiced by Aoi Yuki. So it was like the first introduction of Aoi Yuki in the Precure universe. Now she is Cure Grace. She is like our main girl from Healing Good. And Cook was a very, very nice mascot in this movie. Like she was basically behind everything that happened. And I really liked the end they gave to her. She did some things that could haven't been forgiven, but she ended up learning lots of things at the end. So her redemption in a way was very nice in my opinion. So the way it ended with her and John Paul, I don't remember if John Paul is the right name, but I really liked that, and I think that she was a very interesting character, so I picked her as my number five.
my opinions on her. She was a really good antagonist in the movie because she was wanted to be noticed by CL's idol Jean Pierre, and um and she had like some really great hypnotic powers when first like she got him under control and then creating all those sweets to fight against the cures and and so she did put like a really good fight, and also like the part where the cures turn into the different animal versions instead of the usual animal forms we see in the series. That was kind of really hilarious to me because she didn't want to use like the original powers against her, so she was kind of like one step ahead of them. And the moment where the girls from Mahosakai Pedicure joined in on the fight, um, I liked her reaction where she was surprised I didn't know there was going to be more cures after her, and
Yeah.
so that was like definitely a bonus for that.
Oh my god, that part was amazing. I loved it. And I also love the color of her hair. And her hairdo as well. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so going to go to my fourth choice, my favorite character. I'm gonna go with Ayumi Sakagami, aka Cure Echo from the All Stars movies. Now, she was a Cure who divided the fandom. Like, some people love her and some people hate her. She first appeared in New Stage 1 as the new girl in town. Um, and she was going like through a bit of a story arc where she didn't like the way she would fit into the school. She didn't like the way everyone was telling her what to do, and wished everything would disappear. And then she meets Fu-chan, which was a part of the first villain of the All Stars films, Fusion, who became sort of like a genie kind of way. And when she sees the cures, specifically the smile and the sweet cures for the first time, who were battling him, she didn't want him to get hurt. But then later on in the film, when she realizes that Fu-chan made her wishes into reality by making her mom disappear and all her classmates disappear, she knew that she was in the wrong and the cures were right about her. And but she knows that her friend is still inside of Fusion, and with the help of the Smart and Sweet teams, um, she actually became a Cure Echo and returned the friendship. We know that Fuchan sacrificed himself to power up the Smart team in order to defeat it. And then the next two times we see her was a bit in New Stage 3, where we saw her kind of like it's not like a really simple, but really great attack from her and to save the children that the cures were trying to save, and also becoming a partner to the two fairies Air and Grill. So that was like a really nice touch. And then the last time we saw her was in the PreCure All Stars Everyone Singing Miraculous Magic, where she helps Rico, aka Cure Magical, escape and find Mirai when she fights along with some evil forces with the Gold Princess team. So this was like a really great arc for her, from being the shy girl to the brave and selfless Cure. And her design is really nice. I like the combination of the white and the green and the pink on her dress, and her hairstyle is really nice. So I like Yuriko. I'm one of those fans who really like her. So and I really like there's going to be like a possibility of maybe having her own series, but that would be like a fan fiction potential.
Exactly. Well, I really like Kira Echo. She's going to appear on my list a little bit in the future. Spoiler ish, I know. But she's an amazing character. I really like her. And I think, as you said, her design is very nice. I think that she brings a freshness to Precure in general in her design. Like she has a very different design than what we had until the time she appeared for the first time. And her movie, All Stars 2, was awesome. Oh, All Stars 3, right? Was great. And I think that when she appeared for the second time, it was like, I don't know, it was even more epic because we've been like without her for some time since she doesn't have like her own series. And then we saw her for the second time in a movie, and they were able to tie her up in the story of that own movie as well. It was very, very good. I think that Ayumi is awesome. Kira Echo's great. And even though she doesn't have her own series, like I think that she means something special in the Precure franchise. So I'm going to go to my number 4 now, and it's a character from the Heart Catch Precure movie, which is Olivier.
Uh,
Olivier
cool.
is a very interesting character. Heartcatch Precure, like the Heartcatch Precure movie, is one of the best Precure movies, and Olivier is a very interesting character. I mean, he suffered a lot, and he was just searching for a way out. And I think that inside he knew that there wasn't really a way out. But when he met the cures, I feel like he got some hope inside of him, and he was like fighting a battle inside himself against like everything he's been through, and then getting to meet those new girls, and getting like a ray of light in his life. And I really like the way the movie dealt with that. And a scene that I never forget about him is that scene in which Cure Moonlight fights against Baron Salamander, and in a theater. That scene is so epic. And like that fight was, I my mouth dropped when I watched that. It was really impressive. And you know, uh he played a very important part at the end of that fight, and I absolutely loved that. And Olivier's relationship with Tsubomi was also very, very nice. And I think that Tsubomi has a way of getting into people's hearts, and she just showed it in this movie. And he was an awesome character. And it's really sad, we're talking about those characters, and we know we're not gonna see them again. It's kind of sad. But yeah, he's my number 4. He was awesome.
Yeah, my opinion's on Olivia. He was a really great character in the Hogcatch movie. Um, when I heard about his backstory, it immediately reminded me of Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Mm.
because we never knew about his parents in any way, because like it was revealed that he was an orphan, and um and he met Baron Salamander in the church, pretending to be the archangel he was talking to, and he developed like some sort of like a father son relationship. which was pretty interesting. And I really like his development of the bond with Tsugumi. Um, she was like the one who really pulled him out into the light, and and she actually came up with the name Olivia because Baron Salamander called him as Luguru, which is the French word for werewolf, and for Tsugumi it was kind of difficult for her to say that, and and um, and when she saw him transforming into his werewolf-like state, um, she was like really upset about it, and she was determined to save him, and luckily she did. And when the she and the other cures were fighting against Salamander in his dragon form, Olivia used the crystal that he got from Salamander, along with the miracle lights, along also with the fairy mascots. Um, they were able to defeat Salamander and manage to reform him. And I also like the fact that these two were alluded in the series itself. In episode 48, where Yuri's father Sabaku revealed his backstory along as with Dark Precure's backstory, that these two were in the background and Salamander was the one who gave him his mask and Olivia was him at that time. It was like only for a short cameo, but there was like a definite connection between the movie and the series at that point.
Yes,
So Olivia, he was really good.
that's an amazing thing. Like when they are able to join the stories of the movies and the series and the seasons themselves, like I really applaud that. They rarely do that, but when they do, it's like it feels even more epic and special.
hmm Okay, so going into my number three, and I decided to go with Nico from the Smile Pretty movie, a big mismatch in a picture book. She's one of my favorite villains turn good in the series, um, because she presents herself as a reflection of what Miyuki, aka Cure Happy, could have been. Um, I like the idea that she lives in the fairy tale picture books, and it was the one that Yuki picked up from a cart of picture books when she was little in her old hometown. So Miyuki began to read it, becoming curious into what this book was about. And and Nico's words in the book helped her to understand that the key to becoming friends is to smile, which we know is part of Miyuki's character, being cure happy, that she wants to bring happiness to everyone with a smile. And then when she eventually moved away from the village, she didn't have time to continue to finish the book, and also like losing some bit of like her creative side to it, which Nico thought that she felt a sense of abandonment to her. And then when she and the other cures met her in the cinema that she appeared to come out of the screen in the picture book festival, um, Miyuki was like really surprised to see her actually being there with her, and then she decided to invite the girls into the picture book world so they can like imagine being in their favorite characters in some of their favorite stories. And of course, with Miyuki, she wants to be Cinderella, which we saw in the episode of the series itself, which makes Nico a little bit resentful. And it's revealed later that she was under the influence of the Demon King, who was like feeding off her of resentment and jealousy towards Miyuki, and she wanted to like get back at her for abandoning her and all that. Um, but luckily, Miyuki, along with the support of the girls, especially I like developments with Akane and Now, aka Sunny and March, that that Miyuki is the greatest friend they ever had, and she always brings smiles to everyone. Which makes Nico realize that Miyuki didn't mean to abandon her, and she wants to become friends again. But the Demon King wasn't having any of it, and he plus a powerful attack which Miyuki stood in the way of letting Nico get hurt, and Nico, in an attempt to save her friend, she calls out also the citizens of the Pitchbook lands with the miracle lights to give her the Ultra Cure Happy form, which helped to defeat the Demon King, and in the end, they actually became friends again, and also the torn pages of the book actually became whole again, and she was able to to finish off her stories, like not only of her story itself, but also um, with all the other characters in the book world, including my favorite, the Ox King, which we know is one of the generals in Healing Good PreCure, who was due to his voice actor. And so yeah, Nico was a really great character. It was like the black dress and her hair with the purple and the pink, and she's a really great character for me.
Yeah, I liked her a lot as well in the Smile movie. I think that she like they were able to write so many things on her, and they're usually afraid when you have a character, and then like sometimes a character has to have some sort of perfect traits, and they were able to make her feel more of a real character by giving her feelings that are not usually good, and I liked the way they worked with that, and how Miyuki was able to get back to her, and really capture her heart and show her that she was really meaning a good thing. And I think that one of the things I like the most about her is actually her design. I love the hair and how it looks like wings. She looks very beautiful. And the black dress and her shoes, they were awesome. And I feel like Smile is a season full of life, and this couldn't be any different with the movie itself. So it was amazing. It was a lot of fun, and Nico was a very big part of that for sure.
Yep, definitely.
Now for number three, it's one of the characters from the Yes Precure 5 movie, from the first one, which is Dark Dream. I think that one of the most interesting aspects of this was the dark cures, in the Precure 5 movie. They were very nice, and they were like not only able to create a very nice fighting scene against each of the cures, but also bring lots of feelings about each one of them. And Dark Dream obviously received more focus on in terms of her character, and in terms of working with Nozomi, and working with Nozomi's feelings and Nozomi's way of dealing with life. And I think that that was probably one of the most interesting things about this character. And at the end, it really felt like Cure Dream was able to overcome her darkness, and you know show her another possible way of life. And unfortunately, it didn't end well for Dark Dream. But at the end, I remember one of the I think her last scene, she was able to smile for the first time, because she was never able to smile before, and she had a very dark way of looking at life. And when she was able to save Cure Dream, she was able to smile to her while she was dying in her arms, and that was a very beautiful thing. I think that it embodies a lot of Cure Dream's power of making people feel hope and making people love life again.
Yeah. I seen like the clips of the first Yes PQ5, and especially with Dark Dream. I really like the concept of the cures having dark versions of themselves, and of course, so we see later on in the franchise in Smile PQ where Joker created dark versions of the Smile cures. But the Dark End pre-cures, especially Dark Dream, were definitely the best in my opinion, because not only we get to see like a really amazing fights between the originals and the Dark Cures, um, but Nozomi was able to change Dark Dream for who she was, and like you said, she was able to smile for the first time, and she didn't want to like follow the mirror villain's intentions. So there was kind of like a really noble sacrifice for her, and I like the designs of the dark cures. So I like with the overall black theme in terms of the dresses, but in order to like distinguish them from the original cures, they had to change like the hairstyles a little bit. So and Dark Dream's design was really cool. So yeah, I give her credit for that.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Okay, so next up for my number two, I'm gonna go with Sophia from the PreCure All Stars movie, everyone's singing miraculous magic. She is a witch from the magic world who loves to study magic. She was taught under her teacher, but she tragically died before she learned what the ultimate magic spell was. But before that, she tried to ask her over and over again about what that spell was. But what she didn't realize at the time was that the song that her master sang to her every time was the ultimate spell. And she didn't really realize that until Cure Miracle and Cure Magical able to help her understand that through that beautiful song where the three of them sang together, um, and able to to change her mind a little bit. But when she met Trauma, the main villain of the movie, um, she thought that he was the one who helped her revive her teacher by gathering the tears of the cures, so she would finally get the answer she was looking for. But unfortunately, at the climax, Trauma betrayed her, saying that he only used it for his plan to get his his full powers and his true form that her old master had sealed away. Um, and and then he tried to have that really amazing final battle with the cures, along with that really beautiful song of the ultimate magic. I like how she first started in an a cappella kind of tone, and then but when the music builds up and her costume changes from dark to light, that was like a really beautiful metaphor to her, and then she was able to be really happy, and all the cures joining in with her was amazing. Um, Along with Miracle and Magical gaining their super forms, they were able to defeat Trauma not only through the magic of friendship, but also the power of music as well. And that is like became one of my favorite battle scenes from the Precure franchise because with the use of both 2D and the 3D animations in that scene, it was really great. And and I like that how she actually made a promise to follow her old master's footsteps about taking on an apprentice herself and becoming a teacher. Um, and if the Maho Sakai team had four cures, she would have been another Grade Six Ranger. And and because like she has like her staff with her, she would have like some really cool attacks. And her design is like really cool. In her dark form, that she had the two broken hearts on each side of her hair, and then when she changed into her light form, the two broken hearts became two full hearts, and that was like another beautiful metaphor from a broken heart to a full complete heart that she was changed from a bad guy to a good guy. So good on you, Socia.
Yeah, I think she is a very interesting choice on your list. She's also another character that is usually overlooked, and I think that like the way they dealt with her past and the way they showed like some backgrounds on her and her mentor and the song, it permeated everything. It happened in that movie, and it was like a beautiful thing. In general, I really liked it. And as you said, she has a very cool design. She is very different, and I think that she like in general, she is one character that is very remarkable for her different and out there design. I really like it.
And besides a little bit of trivia here in terms of a voice actress, I can't remember who she was called, but according to her biography on the Wikipedia, that she was a musical star, as she was in let's see, it was a musical about Mozart, and I think she was in the Japanese version of Les Miserables. So that was like a really great of having someone from the musical industry to voice a Precure character, so that would really put something fresh into the character. So I really like that as well.
Oh, that's also very nice, especially in that movie that was like very heavily focused on music, right? So they really thought that through. So that's a very nice choice for a voice actor for this character.
Yep.
Now for my number two, I chose Yuma from the Star Twinkle Precure movie.
Oh, Yuma. Oh,
Oh,
that
she
horrible
is.
little alien.
Yeah, Yuma. I think that a very nice thing is when, like, usually in media in general, the characters express themselves through lots of ways, and like words and speech is one of them, if not the biggest one. And Yuma didn't have that. And I feel like the way the Star Twinkle Precure narrative dealt with that and showed their feelings, it was awesome. And the way it created the character, and how it's been developing, and how it turned from this that little child into the grown uh, creature, grown alien at the last part of the movie. And then at the end, we know that it became a planet, a full planet. The dream of it becoming a planet was, fulfilled at the end. And we even saw it in the Star Twinkle Precure series, in episode 48, right? And it was awesome. I feel like Yuma is a very, very remarkable character, because when you think about the Star Twinkle Precure movie, which was astonishingly good, we instantly think of Yuma and how it's been dealt with. And I just loved it. And I just feel like it's a very, very precious character, and it's one it's going to be remembered for years and years to come.
Yeah, I really love the Star Wars Prequel movie, and it's now become my favorite Precure movie of all time. And Yuma was a really cute character to follow. Even though there wasn't like a specific dialogue, but through its sounds and its body language, you get to understand what Yuma is, and I really like the heartwarming bonds between Yuma and Lala, aka Kyo Milky. Um, from the moment that when they first met to the end, you get to understand the relationship that they had, because one, they're both aliens from different planets, and they really want to like really share the universe together, and and although nearly at my most of the points, it also like made me cry at those bonds. Especially at the end where we see Yuma taking on like bit of the appearance of Lala, but also Hikaru, aka Kyo Star, and giving her that pen as the key to her planet. That was just so good, and really hit the emotional punches.
It
And
did.
seeing like also like with Hikaru as well, um like with her interest in aliens, like her dad in the series, you get to like really enjoy like all the adventures where they discovered all the strange things around the world, and uh that was like a pretty good part. And then um and then with the beautiful insert song and how Yuma became its own planet, um, that really made the movie for me, because not only were like with the beautiful visuals and the beautiful music and um, Lala, Hikaru, and the girls dancing and helping her to make this a reality, that was absolutely brilliant. So that was a bit of brilliant storytelling right there. So Yuma, you're an adorable alien, and keep on being the beautiful planet that you are.
Yes, for sure. Like, it seems like everything came together in that movie. Nothing was missing. And a big part of that was Yuma, because, when you have a great character to lead the story like that, like half of the work is done. So, yeah, that movie really hit the right spots.
Okay, so I want to like give like an honorable mention of few characters from the movies, and I'm gonna choose one. Let's look at my notes. Um, my honorable mention is Reffy from the Go Princess Precure movie. From the third segment. She was the doll that was given to Haruka, aka Cure Flora, from the Pumperoo Princess at the end of the Pumpkin Kingdom's Treasure segment, and she was another fun and bubbly character, and she was also a princess, and um, and she helps the Cures saving her kingdom from the Night Pumpkin, which I immediately got a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe because I was reminded of Jack Skellington, and And on those shows, she was like a really great singer too. Because there's a scene where she gets on stage and sings in front of the pumpkin people, while the Cures were going up to the tower to confront the Night Pumpkin, um and puts in the miracle light to actually bring day back into the kingdom as it was ruled in eternal night. And I really like her design too. So like with a cute pink bow in her hair, and also I really like the clothes that she wears as well as a dress. Um, she really gives you that instant princess vibe. And what makes Reffy a unique character for me was that her voice actress was a young girl named Uigaki Hinata, and I think I think it was either 6 or 8 years old at the time, which was a really cool thing to for the franchise to do, and she really deserves the loyalty to the kingdom for singing for the Night Pumpkin. So yeah, Reffy is a really good princess.
Yeah, she's very cute. Her design is awesome. Like the two characters, the two original characters in the Go Princess movie, they were very cute, right? And like both of them are like very precious. So okay, so I my honorable mention is going to be Hinata from the second Max Heart movie, which was that very cute bird mascot. And her part was in a way somehow similar to um, Yuma, in the sense that she didn't really speak. She wasn't able to, like, she didn't speak through speech just like us, and she was very cute. And it was also nice to tie Hikari, I'm sorry, to tie Hikari into the story a little more, because Hikari had that motherly way of taking care of Hinata, and Hikari was a type of character that at that point people took care of her, and now she was able to give something in return, and Hinata was the one. And I absolutely love the design when Hinata becomes a full phoenix. That was very beautiful. And Shiny Luminous power up at the end because of that was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, Hinata was a really beautiful phoenix, and I really love the irony that Hinata is actually got the same to our soon to be Cure Sparkle and Healing Pretty Cure. Just want to point that out, and and I really like the development of Hikari in this movie, because many people in the franchise actually overlook Hikari being shiny luminous because she's not like a fighter like Nagisa and Honoka, aka Cure Black and Cure White, but I feel like that she earned her title as the first sixth Ranger type Pretty Cure in the franchise, not only in the series but in this movie as well. Um, and I really like the motherly bond that she gives to Hinata from when she was first hatched as an egg, and then in in the movie where we meet the villains, Frozen and Friesen, when she gets kidnapped by them, um, Hikari and along with Nagisa and Honoka knew that they were going to try and freeze her to the point where she can't move in an ice cone, she might die. That really like put up the stakes a little bit. So whilst Hikari was trying to save Hinata, we saw Nagisa and Honoka fight against Frozen and Friesen. That really pushed the duo to the limits, even to the point of fighting against each other at that point. So that really provided a really good emotional drama. Sorry, don't get the words right. And and then uh, and then from the moment that Nagisa and Honoka gains their Phoenix super forms, and being able to defeat Frozen and Friesen, that was like a really great moment for those two. And then when Hikari gained her Phoenix super form, um, she was able to like warm the Garden of Clouds and the Garden of Rainbows at the same time. Um, and uh, and the transformation to a beautiful phoenix, that was really good. And like it kind of like reminds you of the Pokemon Ho-Oh in a sense, because like he's kind of like a phoenix type bird, but not really a phoenix. But it gives it like this magical essence about it. So yeah. Really good, Hinata. So now I'm going to be going on to my number one for my favorite character. And I decided to go with Kumata from the Maho Sakai PreCure movie, Miraculous Transformation Cure Mofurun. Now, I really like that he's a bear like Mofurun, but he was also the main villain as Dark Matter. He was a bear demon who had magical powers who wants to use the power of the Wishing Stone to get rid of all the magicians in the magical world. And like his tragic backstory, where people were afraid of him because he was able to use magic, like creating a fire out of his paws. And then when he came across Mofurun as she wants to make a wish with a wishing stone, and when after she escapes, she tries to befriend Kumita. That's why sharing a cookie with her, and then when everything goes right, when the other bears in the forest were really scared of him, and then when he kidnaps both Mirai and Riko, aka Miracle and Magical, so Morphin at that point had no choice but to fight against him, and using the wish on the wishing stone that she wanted to save the girls, that gained her amazing transformation into Cure Morphin. So we had like that fun little fight sequence between the two, and whilst Mirai rescued Riko, but also uh, Konata, aka Cure Felice, was trying to handle another situation outside, and then when Kumata destroys the Wishing Stone, that turned not only losing Muffin's transformation, but also turning her into a normal bear. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a really sad scene. I knew it was. And then when Nakamata turns back into his normal bear form and losing his powers, not only like he shows regret over the whole situation, but also showing his tears of sorrow for the only friend he has ever had, along with the cures. And then through the people at the Bachi Festival, using the power of the miracle lights that were conveniently shielded by Mofaroon, they were able to bring her back to life and also giving the cures their powers back. Um, Kumata cheers him on in the final battle against the shadow of his former evil self, which was another really amazing fight sequence in the franchise for me. And along with the really cool insert song "Sparkling Vows," which actually gonna describe in another video because I'll be doing my favorite insert songs list. And then at the end, Kamata goes with the other bears to join with them in the forest and reach them to out his friends. So he's my all-time favorite villain to hero character for me. So Kamata is really good.
Yeah, I think that one of the nice things about Kumata is how edgy he looks when he's just a cute little bear. And, I feel like it's a very interesting thing because, like, he is just a simple black bear, but they just add a scarf with a dramatic feeling, a dramatic flow to it. And then they just create a very edgy character. I think that the way the relationship with Mofurun happened, it was very, very beautiful. And, I feel like it was very innocent, just like Mofurun always was. And his villainish version is very cool. And, Mahotsukai has one of the best movies in Precure. And I think that for that, you need to have like great villains and great antagonists, and Kumata works in different ways in the movie. Like, it's a great character for you to get attached to, and it's also a great antagonist in certain points of the movie. And both of them, Mofurun and Kumata, they make a very good duo. And I just feel like they're very good friends. Ultimately, nowadays I just want to like see both of them together because um, he is a character that leaves an impact on you.
Yeah, definitely.
And now for my number one, I don't think I have to say much because I think you said it all about her. It is Cure Echo, our dear girl, Sakagami Ayumi. And as I said before, I feel like she's a very important part of the Precure fandom, the Precure franchise. And even though some parts of the fandom don't really like her, I feel like she is the character that really made people wish for her to have her own series or for her to appear in Smile at the time. Like lots of different ways of her being integrated into the series itself. And it didn't happen. And, I'm glad it didn't happen because it feels like she's even more special being a cure that appeared in a movie and in certain special events in the franchise. So, that special character that you never know when she might appear again. And, someday Toy might surprise us and put her in a movie. So it's just like, I think it's going to be amazing if she appears again. I really hope she does. And she's an amazing character. Her design is awesome. Her attack and her transformation, like, very, very beautiful. And Cure Echo, just a very special character for me.
Yeah, I remember like the last time we saw Kyorako herself was in the All Stars crossover episodes in Hakuto PreCure. Um, it was like in the final attack against Ruru's creator, um, where all the cures were fighting against him. We saw like the cameos of some of the characters in the series, like with Solo and Westar from Fresh, uh, Yui from Go Princess, to Julio from Kira Kira. Cure Echo was giving her powers to all of the cures. Um, so that was like the only time we saw her, and I was quite surprised she didn't made an appearance in the All Stars Memories movie. Because I think they should have like some reference to her in that movie, eh, but it was a good, but she was a great character nonetheless.
Yeah, she was. I feel like the Precure universe is very big, and inside the Precure universe, we can talk, like, we can spend days and days talking about the movies, right? There are a lot to talk about, and lots of characters, lots of interesting stuff happening, interesting forms and transformations, like, so many things. And those were our short lists on our favorites. And it's been a lot of fun talking about those five special characters. And, it's always nice sharing this Precure love.
Yeah, PQ all the way.
You're right. Anyways, if you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and go to Rose's channel as well. It's going to be in the description box. Just go there and check it out. So I just have to say thank you to everyone who's been listening to us for a while. We tried the camera, it didn't work out, so it's only audio, right?
Yep, only audio.
Anyways, Rose, thank you so much for being here on the channel. It's been lovely talking to you.
Well, it was my pleasure, Leo, and I definitely will work again with you in the future. So there's like many things in to talk about in terms of Precure. So and um and for those of you who are watching, I'm going to be doing some videos about Precure on my own channel myself. So doing my own dedicated Precure month. And if you want to check out some of my MLP reviews and other videos, everything's on my channel, and it will be in description. So hope you enjoy them.
Yes, please check out Rose's channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye bye.
See you all later.